It's really interesting because one area that's not focused on as much as it should be is people with learning disabilities and how constant monitoring, because when you talk about technology, it's just not about that second where you're using it, it's about the long-term effects. So for example, if we're recording about people on a continuous basis on a digital care record, for example, you can spot the trends with someone. And one of the best ways I've seen this is there was noticed that a person a person with learning disabilities, with learning difficulties, had periodically their condition would worsen, their quality of life would worsen. And by judging through the care records, it was clear to see that this person's quality of life would deteriorate when a certain carer was off. So linking the person's care to the person caring for them actually made a whole difference to the person's quality of life. So if you can start linking if you can start seeing the data over a longitudinal period, you can make a difference. And in this person's life, it made the whole difference because they could prepare her for when this carer was off and work to mitigate the worst of that. And so instead of stopping her swimming, she used to go swimming regularly. So she stopped swimming when this carer was off. Again, if they could prepare her 2 weeks before that this carer was going to be off, she carried on the swimming. It was less of an indent, less of a deterioration in her quality of life.
And I guess that's what it will enable us to do, right? Give us that helicopter view of individual people over a period of time where we can use data to understand why things might be happening. Yeah, and I think there's this idea that maybe that becomes impersonal, but I think it's really powerful and that really enables us to see things that you can't normally see, that you speak to somebody face to face and there's only so much information you can gather from that. And if you can, obviously with consent from everybody and everybody understanding what's happening, that we can really use that to make us better carers.
Totally. I mean, so it's marrying the technology with your own intuition. So a carer knows the person they're caring for. They know them inside out in so many ways. If you add that to data, if you add that intuition to data, then you start getting real predictive. So we can actually improve the quality of life of someone if we can predict what's going to happen, and we can avoid falls. We can avoid urinary tract infections. Those can all be done if we monitor behavior, but don't forget the intuition of the carer. That's the most important thing. To increase the independence of people who need care and support, that's one of the major things I want to do. There's a fantastic example of this called the Big Life Adventure, working in Surrey. And the Big Life Adventure says that people with learning disabilities should be able to live as normal life as possible with a bit of help. So they should be able to go to the cinema, they should be able to have club nights, they should be able to have to get married. So if we can give them that bit of assistance with assistive technology, they can fly. All we need to do is provide that little impetus to it. So yes, in older people's care, you're talking about not disturbing them as much, keeping life as stable so that they can achieve the outcomes they want to. In working age adult care, this can really open up the potential for people being part of society and community. And that's where I think the future of assistive technology really is, helping people be productive is not the right way of looking at it, but enjoying their role in community and society by allowing them, for example, eye gaze technology. Eye gaze technology can open up for people whose speech is impaired, who have trouble communicating. Eye gaze technology such as Smartbox can really help them communicate with people and live as normal life as possible.